Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about superhighways. We've already done a video on superhighways where we was unlocking the three for both Federation, Klingon and Romulan. We discussed that when I got to the first one. Today we're going to be talking specifically about the fourth, the Borgen Origins superhighway. Now, a quick thing to preface this video, these researches are available once you reach operations level 53. The ones that we're specifically talking about today, there are other ones which I will cover which are specific to the Voyager loop. Again, you will need Voyager to get the research particles to be able to complete those researches. But today, just a little bit of information for you around exactly how Origins superhighways work, the Origin and Borg one, and obviously how they work in general in terms of unlocking them. Bit of information for people. I hope you enjoy it. This is an excerpt from our Twitch stream, so you may see pop-ups and things that come up obviously from the Twitch stream that was taking place at the particular time. Please just ignore this unless you want to come in and join us and have some fun with it. We are streaming on Tuesdays generally, 8 to 9:30 ish, that sort of time. That's the start time, what I did for UK time. But please feel free to pop across. A link to our Twitch stream is in the channel below. But let's dive into superhighways from the stream. So superhighways are these little magical red beams. So we now have two sets of these. So there's these red beams which all culminate up here in this system. These three systems here, this is where they all conjoin. You can see I've got three of them which are white, one of them is red. The white ones are the ones that are physically unlocked. The three that I have unlocked are three that go from those systems into deep space for the relative faction spaces. So there's one that goes to deep space Klingon, one that goes to the Romulans, and then one that goes up here to the Federation space. Now, I did look on a previous stream and what I'll do is I will fire that up on screen on the video so that everybody can see it at the warp times for me to get to a particular system. The system that I used is the one that I tend to grind hostiles in when I'm hitting faction hostiles, and that's this one. And this is the one that we're going to look at today. So I am going to just quickly jump back to territory. For me to get to this system now, what happens is my ship will warp to this system, and then it will use the superhighway. Use this superhighway to get up into Romulan space and go here. Now, what it would normally have to do is follow the warp path. So normally it would have to follow this warp path all the way across. It'd have to come here to then go to here to then get into the Romulan space. It doesn't do that because it's going to use the superhighway. So for me to go from where I am now, and I'm going to use a Vulture because I know it's got the warp range. And the warp time is currently 8 minutes and 1 second. That's because, like I've said, it's going to have to go to this system to then pick up the superhighway to get up there. What we are now going to unlock is we're going to unlock this superhighway here. So first thing to point out is how do you actually unlock superhighways? So two ways to unlock them. The first one is for these specific superhighways. It's all about intelligence. But really briefly before I talk about that, I'm just going to show you the new superhighways that have been added to the game. And they are specific to Voyager, and they are here. So there are 4 superhighways up here. So there's 1, then there's 2, then there's 3 to go there, and then the 4th one is this leg here. GP Factor, thank you so much for the follow. And they are the 4 that are unlocked through the Voyager specific research. The Voyager specific research in the Starship's tree, it is ops locked. So I've only unlocked 3 out of the 4 so far. And in order to unlock the 4th one of them, you would need to be R&D 60. So you need to be ops 60 to unlock the 4th superhighway for the Voyager loop. So they are purely complete a research, it triggers a mission, complete the mission, that will then unlock. Very similar process with the others, however, in terms of actually unlocking them, but in order to actually attain the mission is a totally different loop. You need to complete an event which starts at Ops 51, and it is this event here, so Pinnacle of Power. So Pinnacle of Power has 2 different events. It has Hostile Hunt and it has Mining, and these alternate every single day between the 2. So one day it's hostiles, the next day it's mining, next day it's hostiles, and that repeats over and over again. And that runs 7 days a week, 365 days a year. What these events pay out are this. They pay out raw intelligence. Now, raw intelligence is used to then convert into faction-specific intelligence, and they convert at a ratio of 2 to 1. The amount that you get of raw intelligence does scale by ops level, so you do get slightly more, and I'm talking slightly, when you go up in ops level at different brackets. So the raw intelligence is then converted in the relevant faction stores. So when you go into your faction store for both Federation, Klingon and Romulan, you will be able to go down and you will see that you actually have a turn-in for intelligence with all three factions that look like this. And as you can see, it's 2 to 1. So if I turn 10,000 of the raw intelligence, becomes 5,000 of the Romulan intelligence. So whatever you need for a research, all you need to do is double that to know how much of the raw intelligence you're going to need to be able to get sufficient of the faction specific intelligence to be able to do the research. Now the research that I'm talking about specifically is in the combat tree. Now in the combat tree, it's in the 50+ section, and it's right down at the end. It's this part here. Now all of this is important, even though there is only 4 that unlock superhighways. So you can see there's section 31, which is Federation, KSG, which is the Klingon one, and then Immortal Superhighway, which is the Romulan. They are the 3 that you saw that I already had unlocked. The 4th superhighway is Origin and Borg superhighway. On Origin and Borg superhighway is what I'm researching now, and we're going to demonstrate the benefits of unlocking this superhighway. And I must stress at this point that you must complete prerequisites within these 9 researches, which also cost intelligence to be able to upgrade, and they must be where I'm at now. So 3s for the first legs, then 2s, then 4s. So you must be at these specific stages within this research. Thank you so much for the 100 bits, Iron Chef. Welcome on in from Hawaii. You're going to be in the video now, me saying thank you. So hello, hi to you, and I hope you are very, very well this evening, my friend. So you get these to these stages, which will then unlock the relevant one. Now what I would suggest doing is choosing the faction that you are going to grind. Great, that's going to be on the stream too. Thanks, AQ. So I am going to, I'm working on Klingon reputation, which means that for me to work on Klingon reputation, I need to be killing Romulan hostiles. What I'm doing here is just giving you my train of thought. So I wanted to unlock the Romulan superhighway first so that I could get to Romulan space faster to kill the Romulan hostiles to work on my Klingon reputation. And then I went back and did the other 2 in whatever order pretty much that I wanted to do. So that's important to note which order that you do them in. Don't evenly build these is what I'm saying. Think about the one you want first and get to that point on one. Get to the point at the other side and get to the point at the next one before you move on to actually unlocking the superhighway. So that's how you get to actually unlocking the researches to trigger the superhighway, and all of them, the top row use the Federation intelligence, the middle row they all use the Klingon intelligence, and the bottom one all use the Romulan intelligence. They are all specific. Ops 51 plus Jesse, yes, correct. This is a 51 plus mechanic. The Origin and Borg superhighway uses 13,000 of each. So it uses 13,000 Federation, 13,000 Klingon, and 13,000 Romulan to be able to unlock it. So then you complete this research, and what the research will do, we're going to do it now, but what I will do is I will just remind everybody at this stage what my warp time actually was. So my warp time to this system was 8 minutes and 1 second. So let's call it 8 minutes for cash. 8 minutes for cash is what we need to do. And that's what we're going to be seeing what this highway actually does. Because what we are going to do is we are going to cut out the journey all the way up here to be able to get to this system, because we are going to unlock this superhighway, which means that where my ship is currently in territory, all it needs to do is go to Rua. It will then pick up that superhighway to get me to the hub systems, to then pick up the other superhighway to get me into deep space. So we're starting off with 8 minutes, and we are now going to complete this research. Cheeky 80k Latinum spent. And then what that will do is that will then pop a mission. And that mission will show up in here in your daily redeems. Origin Sector Superhighways. So you claim that mission. All that mission requires you to do is to go to the hub systems and join 1 point. That is it. So we're going to send this go there. So you can see it's still red, still not unlocked until we've completed this mission, because it gives you a token and a key. So all the mission involves is going to this spot. This is the only part of the mission. There's not 5 parts to it or anything like that. This is the whole mission. That's unlocked. Mission is complete. I think we get 800 ultra recruit tokens. Woohoo! And then what that's going to do when we back out, it's now turned this one on. So we've now got all of the superhighways. So what this has allowed us to do, we have now taken an 8-minute warp to get up into deep space. An 8-minute warp has now been reduced to that same system down to 6 minutes and 25. So it's taken a minute and a half off that warp. Obviously, again, somebody queried me why the warp times look different every time you click on it sometimes. So you can see it fluctuating 6:31, 6:36, 6:25. The reason that it fluctuates is because of when you select to warp somewhere, it picks a random point in the system, and that random point in the system could be different levels of impulse. So it could be that if you're going to be somewhere close to the entry point, the warp time will show as lower than what it would at the other end of the system because of the impulse times. So that's why when you click on a system and you see it's changing there, 620, 623, 619, 619, 634, that's why that time changes. It's because of the impulse in the system. So just a little tiny bit of trivia for you there. But that's what the superhighways do. When you've got all 4 of them unlocked, it does drastically reduce it. And obviously we knew what the time was right at the start before we unlocked all of the superhighways, and now we've managed to take a lot of that time down by approximately half, I think, is where we're at with it. And that's superhighways. And that is superhighways. So we've explained that it's gone down from 15 minutes 15 seconds from origin space all the way up into deep space to that specific system that we was using as a reference point, down to 6 minutes 30 seconds depending on your impulse path. So these researches are definitely worth investing in. Definitely concentrate on that once you get to operations level 53. I wanted to say a massive thank you to Jules Verne and Blue Mandalorian for some of the information that we've posted from some of the charts that they've been able to put together since these things have been launched. Thank you so much. If you like the video, please press like. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, so you know when the next video is launched. Really appreciate it. We're getting so close to the 1,000 subscriber mark. So thank you to everybody for your support so far, watching the videos, sharing the videos out, etc, etc. Have a fantastic day. I hope everybody stays very, very well. Stay safe. And remember, guys, everything is better with lube. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.